1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gear.
To actually, without realizing it, our minds change a little bit. They think of it differently from one day to the next, sometimes 1 hour to the next. So again, this is all part and parcel of knowing ourselves. Maybe that we can be inconsistent. We probably all believe our views are set on most things, but we can be inconsistent. And maybe that's a good thing, that we're prepared to change our minds about something we've thought about, etc., etc. Okay, that's quite an interesting one. Man can cure a multitude of illnesses, but not fate. Are some events fated to happen, do you think?
Okay, so fate. It happened to me once, so I don't think we've got time for this story, but it's a really good one. It's a really good story, because before this time I would have said, nah, fate is rubbish, it's just, I don't believe in it. And I still don't believe in fate, but something changed for me. I think it was last week. So Jeanette said to me, she said, oh, I'm having this chest pain. I've been to the doctors and they've sent me for an x-ray. So I said, all right, I'll come and pick you and take you. So I said to her, but I'd already promised a kid in my congregation. I said to him, I noticed that you need a jacket. I said, I'll try and get you a jacket and I'll get it from you at Tescos. I said, but I'm going to take you. I'm going to come take you and then we'll go to Tescos and get you this. It was a 17-year-old kid. I said, we'll go there and I'll get you a jacket, because he had a part at the meeting and he needed a jacket. Anyway, so I said, I'll take you to Tesco's. Anyway, he rang me up that same day and he said to me, oh, my mom's just got me a jacket. I'm going to see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, I'm still going to need that one. But if it does, then that's fine. I don't need the one. So I said, all right. I said, oh, that's my trip to Tesco's gone. So I took Jeanette to have an x-ray done. And it came out clean anyway, the next, I think, 2 days after she got the result. But anyway, and then I said to her, I really needed to get a few things, grocery-wise. And she said, oh, should we go Aldi? I said, yeah. I said, that's where I'm heading. And we're driving. And then she said, oh, what about that Tesco's but those are Tesco's in somewhere, Great Autumn Road, they call it in Bradford. And I said, do you really want to? She said, yeah, I want to go to Tesco. I said, it's more expensive at Tesco. She said, yeah, but that's where I want to go. I've got this, club card thing. I said, all right, I'll take you to Tesco's then. And then it clicked. I thought I was going to go to Tesco. And then that fizzled out. Yeah. And somehow I'm going to Tesco's. I couldn't believe it. And I thought about it and I thought, and I told her the story and she said, oh. I said, yeah. I said, now I'm going to Tesco's. So maybe that's the way. Maybe, I don't know.
You just don't know. I mean, I've always felt some things are fated to happen. And just a bit of a light-hearted example, but it does seem a good example, related to last weekend's football matches, which no doubt we'll discuss on our football podcast a bit later. But this is quite an interesting thing to do with fate, perhaps. Now, my team, Crystal Palace, very disappointingly were beaten by Macclesfield in Manchester, or near Manchester. I've been to Macclesfield before a few times, and they are in what they call the National League North, about 6 divisions below Crystal Palace, who are in the Premier League, the top league in the country in England. So the FA Cup game, Now, the holders of the FA Cup are Crystal Palace from last season. So they went along on Saturday to Macclesfield pretty confident, and we fans were pretty confident that we should beat Macclesfield, so many leagues below us. Well, you may know that Crystal Palace lost that game.
I did.
And Macclesfield thoroughly deserved to win, which is a bit of a one-off really in terms of those levels. And I think we've run out of time, which is a shame because perhaps I'll just finish that story next week.
Wow,
but there's a strange twist in that story.
Wow, yeah. I'd love to hear it because things like this, it's very interesting to discuss. Anyway, so this is all we've got time for. Bruv couldn't finish his story. So join us again next week so you can hear the concluding part of that story. I'm Emmy Hikins and he calls me Cos.
Yeah, and I'm Trevor Gear and he calls me Bruv.
Join us again next week. So goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me too.
This has been a Deepstuff Radio podcast. For Deepstuff Records. We all have a lovely show. The Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast is looking for sponsors. So join us. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us. Please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show. His contribution's thoughtful and smart.